Hello everyone. So today we are going to work on replication of these elevators. So you can see this elevator here. You can see that from all three windows, the left side is the server and right side are two clients. Now let me go from this client and jump on the elevator. So now elevator moves like this. And as you can see, that change is replicated to other instances. Now from another client, let me just go here. And so when I go closer, you see call elevator sign appears for the client. And it's not appearing for anyone else, only for the relevant player. So if I press E, now you see the elevator is coming down and that is replicated on all the game instances. So this guy can now use it. Alright. Now here, let me try it from the server. Same as before, the sign appears and we can call the elevator. So now all the players in this multiplayer game can use the elevator. So that's what we are going to work on today. Replication of elevator system or lift system that we implemented. And before we get started with the tutorial, I'd like to remind you that you can access all the project files of all thousands of tutorials that I have done in my Patreon page. I'll leave the link in description below. So for the membership, you can access all the project files. So, and yeah, let's get back to the tutorial. Okay, so to test replication on this system that we have implemented, so at the moment it's in standalone mode, so I'll set it to play as listen server, and number of players I'll set to 3, and now the big one is server and these small ones are clients. So if I start from the client here, now if you see, it's actually working. But this became red also. Let's check from the other client. So replication actually works successfully. Let me call the elevator. Now here comes the problem. So even though the first part works, now when I call elevator from a client, that part is not replicated to other players. See, here the still elevator is at the top, but see, now it goes down. So as you can see, it's not replicating properly. Okay, to fix that, let me open the lift blueprint and here move elevator. This is the part that actually moves the elevator. So first, let's replicate this move event. So as you know, this is the pattern we are using. So we are using a remote procedure call based approach. So here add a custom event, move elevator server. This should run on server, and then another custom event, move elevator multicast. They should run on all. Run on all, that means multicast. So this is what I'm gonna connect, and when we need to execute this event, when we are running on server, we simply want to move call move elevator multicast. So since this is going to run on server, when it executes this function on server, it will be replicated to all other instances. Now from move elevator has authority, we can check if we have the authority. If we have, that means we are already in the server. So simply call move elevator multicast. Otherwise call move elevator server. Okay, right, now let's check. Let me start from a client. Oh wait, it's not moving here now. Why? And well, before any of these things, well, actually we forgot about the most important part. Here we need to enable replicates for the actor. Otherwise, even if I try that, it wouldn't work. In fact, actually, even if I don't do this, this should still work if I just enable replicates. I've simply forgot about that actually, but that's not going to be enough. So now here, let me go like this. See, now it's replicated to all the servers and clients. Okay, and the other thing, so here now if I go here and press E, it is coming down, but that's not replicated here. It did work for both clients but not the server. See, for the server it's still up for some reason, which is a bit odd. But still, I don't think the updating of the light or switches will work. For example, when I go here, this light should turn green when I move. But even if I see, yeah, now it's actually green. You can see it here. This is green, this is green. But this guy cannot call it back. It can, but it's not replicating. Oh, yeah, see, in both cases it's not replicated. So let me again enable this one and see what happens. Start with the client. It moves up. Right, now let's try to call it with another client. Press E. It's not working. Again, move it back. Let's try it with the server. It's working and it's replicating. So what should we do? So here it seems here, let me add a print and simply print the player controller name. And if I now play with this guy, this is a client, and if I overlap, go here, now you see it prints from all three instances, from client, client 1, server, and this instruction appears on all three windows, but it should only appear for this local player only. So the reason that happens is, as I understand, this object is already replicated, so when it is called in one instance, I think when this overlap and happens and this macro is called, it calls in all the instances. As I understand, that's what happened in here. So how can we prevent that? Therefore, the only way that I can think of this to make it work is making this part and the interaction part inside the player character itself rather than doing it inside the lift. So hold on a second. So here, if I go to the implementation of this, which is in this glide character, the character that we are using in the game, so instead of just checking this, we can do something like this. We can get controller. So this will return the controller of this character, and then get player controller. Now, instead of checking this condition, we can check if these two are equal. That means this character is indeed the local player. So that's what we need to know too. So if this condition is correct, we should only get instruction widget appear for the relevant player only. So now if I go here, see, call elevator only appears in that window, not in other windows. Let's check for another guy as well. Yeah, it appears only for that guy, but still press C is not working, but we made one step progress, one step. Right, here still we are using this player controller. Let's try this. In here, let's return return player controller. That's right. Now here, wait, if this is true, if this condition is true, we can return player controller. Otherwise, just return false with no reference. Now from here, instead of using this option, we can use this reference. Okay, now let's see. Okay, let's wait till it goes up. Now press E. Nothing is happening. So this enable input method is not working here. So what can we do? Okay, there is another way. Here under BP, I'll add another blueprint interface, BPI interactable. Now here I'll add a function interact. Okay, and also in this BPI player, I'll add another function, set interactable object. As an input, I'll give an actor object reference. I'll call it interactable object. Compile. Now here, set interactable object. Let's promote this to a variable as interactable object. Now here we have implemented this input E. Okay, so here let me implement that PPI interactable here, and now I should have interact. So when I get this interact call, I'll simply call this move elevator event, and let me just cut this E from here and in the glider character paste it. Then if we do have a valid interactable object, when we press E, I'll call interact on the interactable object. Right, shall we test? Okay, it's moving. Right, now here call elevator, press E, nothing happens. Okay, oh, actually we forgot one crucial part, which is this. Here we need to, or when we try to enable input, instead of enabling input, we should do this. We need to set interactable object. We forgot that. And as the interactable object, give a reference to self. Right, now this is check and enable input. For check and disable input also, we need to do the same. Actually, this is not self, I'll call it target. Interactable object. Now this time, since we want to disable it, I'll pass nothing as the reference, none as the reference. Okay, let's try now. Alright, moving, call elevator, nothing happens. Okay, so as I understand, what's happening here is when we call this interact and in the BP lift, so we would be calling this, and it does call move elevator, but here if we have the authority, we call move elevator multicast, otherwise we call move elevator server, but if on in client. So what we might have to do is here, we need to replicate this interaction. So I'll add a custom event, interact server. This should run on server, and another custom event, interact multicast. it should be multicasted. Now the other characters may not have a reference to the interactable actor, so we can do this. In the multicast, we should call interact, but we should provide the reference to the target. And here we simply need to call interact multicast, but again we need to provide the target. And here, instead of simply interacting, what we can do is call we need to check as authority. If we do interact multicast, if not, interact server. In both cases, we do need to provide a reference to this interactable object. Now it should work. Let's see. Okay, it's moving up. Let me jump down. Come back here, call elevator. See, now it's moving down and it is replicated for all the instances from client to client and client to server. Okay, now let me again climb on this, and from server side, let's try. Call elevator. See, now it's coming down. Okay. Alright, so it's working as intended. So thanks for watching. As always, updated project files will be available for download in Patreon page. Link would be in the description below, and feel free to let me know what else I should explore in this regarding this elevator series. And see you in another episode. Goodbye.